All right, what's up, everybody? Sorry I'm late. But Boogie Tech figure itself out there. Was just watching Spider-Man movies with my wife. I wanted to finish. So I know it's normally Final Fantasy night, but since I was starting a little late, I pivoted to Ghost of Tsushima because it's easier to get into it. But also, we'll be playing Destiny on Friday with Joker and Zafanaf. I figure it would be good to pivot to this since its Friday spot will be taken. Tail isn't one I really care about doing. Already done, like I've got those, so like I don't really need them. I like how Kenji's tails, it doesn't matter what order you do them in. Right. So I was doing the monk and then just the main story tails just because they're fun and they're good. There it is. Hi, Sabrina Carpenter. I just started. I started late. Me and the missus were watching Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse because we hadn't seen it, and I decided to start my stream late rather than miss the chance to watch the movie. And it ends on a horrible cliffhanger, and it kind of makes me mad about it. Okay, why is Fugi Tech not having a good time? Is it because Discord's not open? Fugi Tech shouldn't still be showing that. Focus. Focus. Crushed it. Crushed it. Anyway, Sabrina, how are you doing tonight? You're taking me to there. I don't want to go there. Can I just like fast travel? I'm not above fast traveling. I'm doing well. I finally got to play the Spider-Man Miles Morales game, and then I also have the Spider-Man 2. I really like those games. I like Spider-Man. I haven't played those games on stream, and I probably won't. I could. But some games I'm just gonna keep for me because I got too many other games to play on stream. It was a lot easier to get through a game when I was only streaming one game at a time because I would play one game 3 or 4 times a week. Now that I'm playing a bunch of different games, it's a little hard to keep up.
いつからいらっしゃるのです。
何、来たばかりだ。
お休みください。
休んでおる暇があるなら犯人探しを続けたい。ここで大村という男を捕らえれば一歩進めるのだ。
形状に名が乗っておりましたな。
一族を殺した連中に武具を流しおった。
ではそやつを捕らえ口を割らせましょう。
I feel so bad for Masako. Lady Masako.
開けた場所は避けるぞ。こっちだ。大村はウムギへ向かうと聞いたが、いつかはわからん。だから待っておったのだ。ずっとな。ここは物見に良さそうだ。
大村とやらの人相は
さあな。もう
You
20
know.
年も会っておらぬ。
年式を
館に出入りしていたが、盗みを働いてな。報酬が足りなかったからとケチまでつけおった。
なるほど。
無論嘘だ。今は黙って道を見張れ。しばらくここで過ごすやもしれぬぞ。
政子殿、あれを。誰かこちらに来ます。
昔の姿のままだ。20年前と変わっておらぬではないか。
息子らでしょう。
奴らも組みしておるか。
わしは谷へ行く。話したいものがおるな。どうせ自慢話だろ。何を言うんだ。
I like how some people don't actually change.
別れおった。
後をつけ様子を見ましょう。
お主には右を任せる。谷の道は狭い。上から後をつけるとよいぞ。
恩知らずの弟め、うぬぼれて汚れ仕事を手伝おうともせん。だが俺が金を得たらどうせせびりに来るんだろうな。
Well, yeah. A lot easier helping someone spend money than it is to murder people. What do you expect?
誰だ。足が水浸しだ。まったくひどい道だな。これお前か。父上、家族の敵は撃つと。足立のじじいもその一族もこの世から消えた。疾病は気に入らんようだが、あいつは足立家の仕打ちは何も覚えちゃいないからな。
I went too fast.
もうすぐ大金が手に入るんだ。奴らに奪わ
I
れた
wanted to stop and have his little anime talk. We're gonna keep moving? We're gonna keep moving. Alright.
自慢のことだろ。当然だよな。お前は何も分かっちゃない。
Probably be wearing different armor, but yeah.
足が変わってもすげえな。金が手に入ったら道を直してやるとするか。
Oh, he's thinking of the community. How pleasant of him. Follow the torchlight. I mean, yeah, he's not wrong. It's his Omugi.
Masako 殿を探そう。
ジン、こっちだ。
Oh, you came the same way.
犯人です。襲撃 に関わっておるようでした。
ならば泥を吐かせるまで
これから雇い主に会うようです。
館の襲撃を命じたものかもな。
兄弟の会話を盗み聞きましょう。
行くぞ。
俺は降りる。今さらおじけづいたのか。間違ってる。足立のじじいの所業を忘れたのか。おかげで俺らは家を失い、父上は酒に逃げたんだぞ。盗みをした罰だ。それに元から酒好きだった。いいか、金が手に入ればこの島から逃げられるんだぞ。家族を連れて平和な本土へ行け。早く済ませよ。
どこへ行く。
追いましょう。
鏡、奴らに見つかる。
そいつとはどこで浜に来るようにしてやる。やっと元気で家来が連れてこないとさ。兄さんはよく正気でいられるな。
I don't really know which way to go.
ブグを流しただけだからな。
畜生が。
マサコは生き延びたと聞いたぞ。だからどうした。あのババアに何ができる。
腹渡を引き抜いてやる。
You will.
抑えて。
下がれ。
So nice of them to plant so much of this long grass everywhere.
一人で来るって話じゃ。念のため連れてきたんだろうさ。腐っても侍ってことだ。
バカども。
They are not, in fact,
お待
just
ち
for show.
見届けましょう。
何かおかしいぞ。話は俺がする。
Y'all ain't getting paid.
そして申し訳ない。どっちが大村か答えろ。なあ、俺ですよ。それで金はここにある。
おのれ、私の獲物を。
生きて帰れると思うな。
There we go. You just took an arrow to her face. You should not be alive. And I hate the spear guys.
死におったぞ。
文があると聞きました。持っておるよ。
探そう。
私は賊のムクロを調べてみます。文だ。
He means the black enemy and kill him. I move funds. All right.
これは宿で見つけた形状と同じ家紋だぞ。
There's no need for threats. I'll gladly bring payment to Mongol in exchange for your silence. Till then, you know, your discretion is appreciated. And you will be generous. Yeah. Quite generously compensated.
罠でしたな。襲撃の黒幕が大村の口を封じたのでしょう。
正体を隠すは小物がすること。
文を読むに金に困っておった様子です。
裕福な僧侶ではないのだ。
僧侶ですらないか。
つまり黒幕は武士ではないというのか。
家を起こそうと企てておるのやも。
金などのために足立家を襲ったということか。かような謀略を企む者は数が知れておる。ならばこちらは調べる相手を絞る。
まずはお休みを。このままではお体が。
この手で黒幕を葬るまでは休んでなどおれぬわ。まだ駆使でなすことがある。折を見てこい。
Yes, ma'am. Well, that was easy. here. We're gonna walk our way up to. Next closest mission is this one here for NG. Be Genji, I'm already Genji. I'll be Bastion, nerf Bastion. Where's our little rice wine cellar? I don't think you can. Maybe soon, but not for a while yet. The simple rice wine symbol seller.
通じました。どうせまた揉め事であろう。申し開いてみろ。実は賊に金を借りたんです。
Naturally.
返せばよかろう。返します返します。でもおかしなところで落ち合うことになっちまって足の喉をかっきる気なんですよ。こたびは何をしでかしたのだ。酒と薬をちょこっとだけ高く売ってその金で伊豆原から人を逃がしただけなんですけどね。気づかれました。人助けはせめんがやり方を変えろ。足は本当にバカだ。俺に尻拭いをしろということか。もしゴンが襲いかかってきた時のために見張っててくれるだけでいいんです。下手に出てきてもらっちゃ足が恨まれちゃいますから。お前も考えたようだな。こたびは手を貸そう。
I love the better than usual, so I'll help.
賊に返す金は持ってきたのか。
もちろんですよ。ゴンはこの近くの橋で待っております。案内を。揉め事は毎度のことですが体がブルッと震えてきました。
震えを収めたいか。嘘をつかないことだな。
最初の嘘は
He makes a good point.
何度ゴンを騙したのだ。
3度。
どうやってその肉屋と知り合った。
以前血まみれ太郎に借りがありまして、ちょうどその時ゴンが酒を欲しいと言いましてね。それで安酒を高く売りつけて太郎に無事金を返したんです。
肉屋も満足したことだろう。
気づかれなかったんですよ。2度目はとっちめられちまいましたけど。
血まみれとやらはどうなった。
それが奴から酒を買ったってゴンに嘘ついたら血まみれをやっちまったんです。
世話しない男だ。
そうなんですよ。厄介に巻き込まれてばかりで。
身から出たサビというものだ。顧みるべきだな。
That's one way to put it.
あの橋で落ち合います。歩きましょう。
橋へ行け。俺はゴンが見える場所を探す。
ではもしもの時のための合言葉を。これどうです？お元気で何より。
好きにしろ。
Talking about talk about all the men he has surrounding the place.
賊だ。罠だったか。騒ぎを起こさずに賢治を守らねば。このままだと見つかるか。もうここまでおるぞ。
I'm making this easy on me, Kenji. I don't fall for messing it up, but still. Ooh.
また借りができてしまいました。
いくつ貸せば済む。
You said me so.
酒ででも蔵ででも、それとも
賢治、なぜせんなきことに命を賭すのだ。
船内なんて全ては飯と金と寝床のため。
お前は鷹を救った上、薬も配っておるではないか。
そんな褒めないでくださいよ。
お前には才がある。対馬を救うために力を尽くしてくれ。
そうします。名誉なくして賢人なし。
It really isn't, but, you know, glad to hear you say that. Yum, yeah.
腕試しといくぞ。
Ah, you dirty straw hats. That's why you're not a samurai. Robbing a man. Y'all are better than that. Robbing your own kinfolk. It's regular bandits now.
猛虎兵たちと鬼だと。
来たね。
Hello.
まるで砦だ。
マムシの連
Red.
中、塀の中のありさまを見られたくないんだよ。牢獄みたいだから。
Hmm.
なぜ知っておる。
Fresh shower though.
タカはここから逃げたんだ。
囚われたのはいつだ。
ずっと昔さ。どちらも幼子だった。
覚えておるのだな。
忘れるわけない。吉蔵の拳も万蔵のあの臭い息も泰造の手つきも覚えてる。
三兄弟を討ち我らの意を示す。アルタンを釣り出すぞ。
行こうか。どうしてこんな。
見せしめだ。逃亡を図る者らへの。
マムシは非道な奴らだったけど、ここまでとは。
アルタンが吹き込んだのだろうな。
ジン、ダメ。これ以上は。もうやだ。戻りたくない。
死はせぬ。待っておれ。俺が恨みを晴らしてやる。
苦しめてやって。タカト、私たちが受けた傷。
Nothing like trauma.
水をくれと言っただけでわけもなく殺された全ての芸人のために、そして私のためにも。
必ずや仇を討つ。首を取ってこよう。
それじゃ足りない。この地獄を見てごらんよ。
闇に乗じて忍び寝首をかく。クロードから逃れる術なしと教えてやる。
なら早いこと教えてやりなよ。言って。ジン、もし捕まったら自害した方がいいよ。
Don't worry, they won't. This one really is more of a stealth mission. %. 12%. There it is. The thing is, I've got to find the right people to. There's one. Oof. Butchered. Gross.
残り2人か。
殺さないで。どうか故障ですから。
今少しだけ辛抱してくれ。
Let's see, chat. Where are the others? That's a guard. Guard. I'm sure had I paid closer attention in the cutscenes, I would be fine, but you know, who actually does that? Gross. Brutal. One might even say feudal.
あと一人だ。
One house, two house. I'm just been detected. Must be out here in the fields.
手早く働き、もう子供が腹を鳴らして待ってるんだぞ。これ以上飯の支度が遅れたら他のもんを食わせなきゃな。静かだ。
首をもらうぞ。残りは無
Gross.
視にくれてやる。こやつで最後、ユナの元へ戻るとするか。
Now, I want to talk about the legend of being a ghost. That was ghost. Except for that one guard. We don't talk about that guy. Where are you? Oh, there you are.
下人はもう生まれない。
苦しんで死んだ。
罪に比べれば足りぬ。だが大綱の民は救われるだろう。
大勢が生き地獄を味わってきたこと知ってたのに。私は
Did they suffer? No, I'm very good at my job.
今から始めればよい。まずはアルタンに意を示すぞ。
一目で腰が抜けるようなものにしよ
Yeah. Gross.
兵を外に呼び出し、気づかせよう。
う。見届けさせて。
草むらに隠れるぞ。
私に任せて。
He's really good at that. Terrifyingly good at that. Now I can't read Mongol, but I mean I would be scared if the people I thought I was guarding, I found their heads outside.
皆を集落にさらってきた男。黒い
ならば切るまでアルタンの一味は生かしておけん。
きっと黒犬は海沿いにいる。あいつの野営があるんだ。そこで会おう。
Okay. Not really even that far away. I appreciate how Mies. I appreciate how fluid this game is. There's very few games that I've played that have such fluid controls as this game. Nailed it. Rough. I am a man of constant sorrows. And I've seen trouble all my days.
人形だよ。血に染まってる。
黒犬は子供までさらうのか。
ああ。そしてマムシの兄弟に売るんだ。
Gross.
どこにおる。
この先に野営がある。猛虎が見張ってるけどね。
ならばまとめて切る。
黒犬は私が殺さなきゃ。ずっと昔に機会はあった。でもできなかった。
力を貸すぞ。野営に攻め入り引きずり出してやろう。
そして命乞いさせてやりたい。無様な姿で。
無論だ。黒犬を始末すればアルタンも震え上がるだろう。
Crazy. How effective. I didn't have to show the child's doll covered in blood. I got the message. Crazy how effective one samurai and one thief are together. Like, realistically, if one guy is taking out a whole place, then it's not very effective.
行くぞ。見知った地なのか。
槍川を出た後、タカと来たんだ。かくまってもらえると信じてね。
Ah. Time to go to a ship.
ほら小舟に乗るよ。急いで。
All ashore who's going ashore. We've got a ship to catch.
どこに行った？
もうこの悲鳴で呼び出す。
Yeah, that was effective.
何か思い違いをしておるな。すべてアルタンの命だ。子供をさらっておるだろう。違う、あれは
忘れたとは言わせないよ。私と弟の鷹を捕らえてマムシの集落に撃ったじゃないか。
タカ。あれは可愛い子だったな。俺の記憶ではお前があいつを差し出したんだぞ。
知っていれば。
ユナ、お主が切れ。
Not even a fight.
怪我はないか。
早く船を降りたい。燃やそう。
Yeah, that's effective. Do we make sure there's no slaves on board?
アルタンも我らのことに気づき、動かざるを得まい。
ジェン、黒犬が言ってたこと。 本当なんだ。
なんだと。
あいつとは大綱であって飯と寝床をやるって言われたからタカも連れて行ったんだ。気づいたら酒飲まされて眠って。タカは起きなかったけど 私は見てた。あいつを殺せばタカを救えた。でも怖くて見てるしかなかった。
Trauma.
こたびのことで守られた子もおろう。
少し休みたい。 宿に戻る。
後で会おう。
That's like good old trauma to really bring a story together. Oh, Mongols are back. Fantastic. Look, man, you had your opportunity and you hesitated. That's on you. Hello, bird. Trying to fly against the wind. It's funny when there's a bear in those. All right, bird, what do you want to take me to? Bit of a climb there, birdie. Magic teleporting horse. Do you know the legend of the magic teleporting horse? They say no matter how far you leave it, it will always show up behind you. Upstairs, upstairs. Okay, I'll come in through the window. Hello.
何事だ。
アルタンが来たんだよ。おかげでこのざまだ。櫛の境にある野営で待ってるとさ。
許してはおけぬ。必ず成敗しよう。
殺すしか能がないくせに。
民を守るが我らの務め。アルタンにも思い知らせてやる。
それはあんたの務めだろ。ユナはどうなのさ。野党に誇りなんてない。どうにかするから約束だ。約束なんて信じられないね。あんたのことも。
Oof. Sick burn.
あのところに行こう。
Come on, you know.
罠に飛び入るようなものだぞ。
でも位置には借りがあるんだ。
我らの狙いはアルタンだ。何があったにせよ心をとらわれるな。
何も知らないくせに。イチと会ったのはマムシの集落。あの子も芸人だ。それからはいい姉貴分さ。面倒もよく見てくれて。逃げ出したのもイチの案。
イチが選んだことだ。仮ではない。
まだ続きがある。3人で逃げようって約束して一斉に走り出した矢先にイチが悲鳴を上げたんだ。でも助けなかった。あの子を見捨てたのさ。命の恩人をね。
己を責めるな。マムシの兄弟に挑んだとしてもなぶり殺されておっただけだ。
逃げるが勝ちだったってこと？
しかも子供だ。逃げねば生きられぬ時もある。後ろめたさを引きずるな。過去の話だ。アルタンとの戦いで枷になる。
そんなこと言われても分かってる。
This game has a way of putting a high price on children. High burden. Kids can't really handle that.
ここだ。
抜かるな。アルタンの兵の数すらわからんぞ。
どこかに隠れてるかもね。
撃ってこい。
Well, I'm mistaken. Sword is better than dagger. Spear probably should have gotten me, but him being bad is his own fault.
Tendman, on! Ready?
That guy's running. That guy's running. That guy should have. Missed. Missed. Maybe they got perfect parries or perfect dodges or nothing. All right, where's the rest? Come on. How poorly trained are these Mongols if Jin can just take him down? It's really embarrassing what happened at Komodo Beach if he's by himself able to take all these guys down after the fact.
笑わせるでない。同胞を手にかけておいて。マムシの兄弟も黒犬も裏切り者だ。だからどうした？クロードとなって殺してもいいというのか。竜蔵がこちらに着いたのもよくわかるわ。黙れ。ざれ言はしまいだ。
This is gonna be a fight. Need to change my stance. Well, I remember how to change my stance. Ooh.
侍風情が
Good fight.
お前も生き残るのに必死なのだ。それにしてはなぜそうも同類を毛嫌いする。俺は平和のために人を殺す。
Sure you do.
お前はただの人殺しだ。
Don't make me fight the guy again. When I really take a second and focus on my timing, this build is a pretty overpowered. Focus.
アルタンを殺してもクロードを敵に思う連中はいる。みんな次は自分の番だって怯えてるよ。
俺が切るのは悪人のみだ。
私たちをどう見る？ただの化け物。あんたらはよくやったと思うよ。さよならユナ。一の言葉気にしないで。
皆に恐れられてはかなわんな。
あんたの行いもその訳もわからない奴らがいる。
だが下道に落ちてはおらぬか。
落ちててもあんたには正義があるよ。
Says the thief with no honor. The little adorable scenes of him sleeping with his horse. The birth of suffering. This is a really pretty place that I really like in not black and white mode. It's cool in the black and white, but man, in color, this place was great.
櫛寺で争いだ。そうか、危ない。乗りよう、酒井様。
What's up, Ulysses? Thanks for stopping in, buddy. How's work going? All right, well, hey, thanks for stopping by.
連綿と続く知恵が眠っておる地に火をつけようとするなど言語道断です。
なぜ襲われたのだ。
ここは民の希望の地。大風が猛虎を洗い流すよう皆で住職と共に祈っておりました。しかし今や住職は消え、豊玉随一の宝
寺のご本尊まで奪われる始末。兄が生きていれば僧たちが逃げ出すことなどなかったのに。兄貴の代わり寺を救おう。ご本尊は猛虎に盗まれました。住職を近しい僧と避難を。無事だといいのですが。
The birth of suffering.
皆を手当てします。お侍し。
Yep, Samurai-sama. Not Ninja-sama. Not Ghost-sama. This is a much more effective method. More fun to do it the other way, but more effective. I love the dismount though. Nubo. Where am I supposed to go? Mm-hmm.
豊玉で民を束ねていましたが、猛虎に襲われ敗走を。大きな戦であったゆえ、足跡をつかめるといいが。集落がこの近くにあります。行ってみよう。
Alright, yeah, good thought.
よし、集落に向かうぞ。孔明様は以前も姿を消したことがありました。僧たちの間で大きないさかいが起きた時のこと。発端は何だ。恥ずかしながら詳しく覚えておりません。孔明様が戻らぬため総出で探しに出ました。見つかったのか。隠れておいででした。いさかいを止めようとしたのでしょう。里いお方だ。ある時兄と方針が口喧嘩をしたのです。すると孔明様は昼夜を問わず石に怒鳴ってみせました。二人は己を恥じて仲直りを。兄君と住職の仲は。父親のように慕っておりました。住職が猛虎に囚われておるなら好都合であるな。口車に乗せ追い払ってくれるだろう。孔明様のことが分かってきましたね。
That would be a hilarious turn of events. Brutally?
俺一人で行く。孔明様が危ないのに黙って待てと。取り乱すのはやめろ。他に手はなかろう。では、あとは頼みます。村の中央に橋があります。そこで落ち合いましょう。
Spider-Man, this is not. Bonus without being seen. All right. We need stealthy stealth. You have. I guess we'll start over here. Not my smoothest, I will say. But hey, no one died. Isn't that all that matters? Well, I guess some people died. But no one important. No one that would have ended the mission. How do I get up? That's what I was hoping to do. Right. Wait. We can go out here. Take his full walk. Good, good, good. One more trip. I like getting the bonus. It's a little neurological, but it's satisfying. Perfect.
ありがとうございました。
もう安全だ。
最後に。
What's up, Seraphim? The fact that it doesn't finish the whole song is a little upsetting.
Hello.
How are you tonight? What happened to your leg? Why is it dangerous? Or just the one person over here that's bothering you? Blizzard, 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 blizzard. Oh, now it's okay. Yeah, cool.
I got word of a settlement that needs our help.
ご住職が狙われてます。
そのようだ。
数人でいらしたのですが、村を襲われてから見ておりません。こうなったら猛虎から飯を盗んでやろうか。
I feel like that was another thing I wanted to add to my soundboard, but I've already forgotten what it was. One last hostage. No, they won't. They'll wish they could kill both of us, though. You have so little faith, peasant. That's not me being mean. They are actually a peasant.
竹を失ってしまうかと思いました。
鍵は猛虎に奪われたのか。
いえ、お持ちください。これで猛虎はもう何も奪えません。
皆助けたが住職はおらぬようだ。橋で乗り尾に会おう。
I forgot about those, to be honest, because I already have that armor.
見つかりましたか。
まだだ。おそらく村におるはずだが。
火元を調べてみましょう。
行くぞ。
かわいそう。お坊様が何をしたの？
なんとむご
お
いこと。
侍様、大変です。
住職は
あの家に隠れておられましたが、猛虎が火をつけて。
確かめましょう。
逃げようとして切られたのか。
孔明様ではない。
中を見よう。
生きたまま。役なんて。
乗りよう。まさか住職。
どうして全て燃やしてしまう。違います。孔明様ではありません。
他を探せ。水をけ。殻だ。
Someone survived. Water barrels is a good strategy. Water barrels.
せられたのでしょうか。
藁を濡らして身にまとい裏口から逃げたな。
生きておいでかも。
Someone sure did.
方角へ行ったようだ。
きっと生きていらっしゃる。
Sorry, I'm struggling to see the tracks. Well, yeah, I'd be running. Why would you not be running? Uh-oh. Blop, blop.
滝のあたりを調べてきました。
Yeah, it's because someone jumped.
血があり飛び降りたな。 滝の裏に洞穴があるぞ。
Secret tunnel. Oh. He did not survive.
まさか
助けられなかった。
住職がいなければ僧は逃げ、寺は落ちます。我らの負けだ。
それは何だ。
これは法華経。ご自分の血を使って書かれたようです。
さながら自世の句か。
法華経には誰もが仏になれるとあります。豊かな者も貧しき者も。
それが今の言葉。
残された皆を思ったのですね。
寺の僧に見せよう。住職の意志が伝わればとどまるはずだ。
Well, at least some will, hopefully.
孔明様が血でお書きになった法華経です。住職の声が聞こえませんか。猛虎に立ち向かえ、そして諦めずに踏みとどまれと。我々が住職のご意志を継ごう。櫛寺は落とさせない。炎上様がお守りくださった寺が、その弟と酒井様に再び救われるとは。
手を結び猛虎を倒すぞ。 本尊を見つけねばな。
こ
Speak with the monk. Speak with which one? Monk. Pointing me this way.
さようでございます。しかし猛虎が奪い、浜の方へ持ち去ったのです。
私がご本尊を取り戻すと約束しましょう。
あの炎上でも守れぬ約束だな。
You have so little faith in me, the main character.
戦で死んだ兄のことです。守り手を失ったことでどの層も及び腰になってしまっています。腰抜けどもめ。
静まれ。
かつて兄のおかげでこの寺は賊から守られたこともあったというのに、
こたびは我らで守ろう。
Wish we could have met Enjo. Like a cool guy. Would have been real helpful. Had to kill him with plot. But Norio's pretty great too.
浜に持ち去られたと聞いた。後を追うぞ。
I like Norio as his own man though, not living in the shadow of his brother.
怒っておるな。
何を根拠に。
話さぬからだ。
あの宗目が兄上について知ったような口を聞くからです。
一人で戦ったと聞いたな。
それは噂。実際は兄の指示で3人の僧兵が戦いました。
足止めか。
尊い犠牲です。僧兵は死にましたが、その身を挺したことで兄が賊を切り寺を守れたのです。酒井様、あれを。寒い。
I'm so sorry, monk.
何があった。
一人で猛虎の後をつけて本尊を返すよう頼んだのですが。どちらへ行った。森の外に行きました。山の方へ。
Run to the
次は平和な世に
hills.
生まれますように。
Run for your life.
命をかけたのです。
お主もだろう。
猛虎の野営です。
本尊。
まずは奴らを罰してやらなかった。
Get up. Norio.
ふぬけばかりか。
Not sure why one of the archers came down. You having a bad day there, guy. I don't blame you, that was terrifying, but you ran in a bad place. ブダ。
たちに空から落ちてきた星を掘ったものだそうです。麗しい。
島に2つとない宝だ。寺に返してやろう。
兄が成敗して名を挙げた族もご本尊が狙いでした。
これまでに幾度も盗まれそうになったはずだ。
また新たな犠牲が出るのでしょうね。
盗まれた方がいいか。
いいえ、しかし宝が多いからこそ欲や妬みを呼ぶのです。
櫛寺には叔父上と来たことがある。幼いながらも本尊の美しさに驚いたな。
幼い頃、私も家族と櫛寺を詣に来ました。その時僧になろうと決めたのですが、今は何を守ればいいのか。
この対馬を守れ。
そうですね。
Poor Norio.
堺様。
ノリ
Hello.
僧を解き伏せたのか。
納得したものの恐怖心が勝っております。
仕方あるまい。皆はどこだ。
川辺で洗濯や水浴びを。誰かがこちらに来ます。猛虎、死にに来たようですね。
一人だ。まずは出方を見よう。
クロード、そして守り手の弟だな。お前らにことづてがある。
申してみろ。
クロードと坊主どもは大藩に立てついた。下
You're
れば
welcome.
この地は見逃してやる。拒めば全て焼き尽くす。
降伏などするものか。
ならば死んでもらう。川辺に僧が逃げ切れるでしょうか。
我らで守ろう。
無理です。ご本尊と法華経を守らねば。
僧の命より価値あるものか。俺だけでは救えぬぞ。
何百年もの教えが詰まった寺ですよ。見捨てられません。
代わりに僧が焼けるぞ。
寺を守ることが私の務め。
Hmm.
ならば残れ。僧を助け連れて戻ろう。
Probably would have been faster without that argument. Going down to the river to pray. Talking about the good old way. When sorry, God, good Lord, show me the way. Oh, brother, let's go down.
猛虎が
Let's
来
go
る。川から
down.
離れろ。
Come on down.
耐えられそうにありません。ありがとうございます。
Come on, Norio.
これ以上は無理です。酒井様、ご助力を。
Well, I needed you not to fall. Now I get to do this again with way less resources. Thank you.
乗るんじゃない。寺を汚す不届き者、地獄に叩き落としてやる。乗りを。もう子供を向こう岸に追いやりましょう。 これ以上は無理です。
I don't know how that form works. I don't know what he says to them that makes them so afraid, but man, it was effective.
ありがとうございます。
Oof. Sometimes we crush it, sometimes we get crushed.
皆によるんじゃない。
Let's go again.
寺を汚す不届き者、地獄に叩き落としてやる。乗りを。もう子供を。 これ以上は無理です。 もう耐えられそうにありません。 酒井様、ご助力を。
Congress writes, George, attack the British forces. I shoot back. We have resorted to eating our horses.
乗りを。もう子供を向こう岸に追いやりましょう。
I'm doing great, guys. We're having a great time.
皆によるんじゃない。寺を汚す不届き者、地獄に叩き落としてやる。乗りを。もう子供を向こう岸に追いやりましょう。 もう耐えられそうにありません。 ご無事でよかった。
Yeah, I definitely feel like I could have done that without you. Considering you were dead half the time. Anyway, hi, welcome.
ノリオ、どうした。なぜ寺を離れた。
寺は立て直せます。命とは違う。
では寺による僧を守るぞ。
行きましょう。
皆の者、ついてまいれ。
I don't think this was the best route. But it is the route that we chose. Mostly because I have no idea where I'm going in this bamboo forest. Hate the archers. Get you. I'm proud of you for standing on your feet for that. Come here.
酒井様ご助力を
Ooh.
これ以上は無理です
I was doing so well. Come on. I don't know why I struggle so hard countering the spear guys. Come on. Just look at a little patience, you know? I just need to be a little patient sometimes. I'll wait for them to strike. Hit him at the right time.
これだけの大敗ならば猛虎が戻ることはなかろう。
こたびのご恩決して忘れません
この勝利を広めよう。民も安心するだろう。
櫛寺は一度ならず二度目でも敵を跳ねのけた島中の寺が奮い立つことでしょう
これからどうする。
杉寺に戻ろうと思います
猛虎を倒すためお主の助力を超えるか。
無論です杉寺が総出で力をお貸ししましょう
赤島で会おう。
早く本土を調べましょう
They've taken the Buddha again.
兄は寺を守った折に二つ名を授かりました
本尊を守れず無念であったな。
しかし戒めは得ました救えるなら救えなれど全ていつか散りゆくと
形あるものは消えても教えは残るな。
And they really did that. If we can't have it, no one can. I'm gonna do just a couple more, but for just a moment, I'm gonna go take a quick bio break. I'll be right back. And we're back. Go do another Kenji tale. Majestic jumping horse. Majestic jumping horse can't swim. Mongols.
立ちを抜け
I don't know what he's saying. All right, the bird is gone. I want the bird to attack me when my back is turned.
逃がしてやる。どこかに隠れろ。
隠れるも何もこの近くにもう子供が野営を敷いてまして
That's a bad thing to stumble across.
全て捉えてるんでさ
調べてみよう。俺に任せておけ。よし。
あんな囲い抜けられるわけないよ。何か手はあるさ。見つかったら殺される。アザモからも出られたろ。酒井様。
Hello.
どうした？
いやー、ちょうどいい時にお越しくださいましたね。この先に猛虎の野営があって、食い物やら着物やら薬がたっぷり。何十人何百人分も、しかも兵が出払ってて分取るとしたら今ですよ、今。
何か隠しておるな。
そんな滅相もありませんよ。猛虎はいなくて物資はどっさり。あっしらの分も島のみんなの分も。
この木を逃すのは口惜しい。案内しろ。
さすが分かってくれると思ってました。
Nato and the sake seller.
なぜ野営を見つけた？
猛虎兵をつけてみたんです。そしたら奴ら物見を置かず略奪に行くんでさ。
では道で誰を待っておった？
待ってて、いやいやいや、誰も。酒井様にはたまたまお会いしたんですよ。
槍川の町に身を寄せる民は物資が足りず困っておろう。
そうそう助けてあげませんとね。言った通りどこもかしこも物資だらけ。
集められるだけ集めてくれ。
They're 100% gonna come back while we're here.
ケンジ殺してやる。
お主は？
ケンジの息の根を止めてやる。よくも見捨てたな。
違う、誤解だ。助けを連れてきた。こちらは酒井様、噂のクロード様だ。
事のあらましを言い開け。
ケンジに騙されたんですよ。
騙してなんかいません。猛虎が物資を買うはずだったのに銭を払わず、代わりにこの夏を捕虜に取ったんですよ。
猛虎が買うはずだった？
あいつら戻ってくる。早く縄をほどいて。
物資はどこで手に入れた？
スゲガサ州から盗んだ。
酒井様、猛虎の気をそらせます？
逃げるつもりか？
そんな策ですよ。信じ。
当てにはならんな。そやつと逃げろ。
Yet again. That is a bear? Ah. What a chaotic battle this turned into. Mongols, a bear, and then the Straw Hats show up. Why do they make you wait for an enemy to finish you off? Maybe I should try a more subtle approach. I'm doing great. Best person's ever played this game.
中俺たちから盗めると思うのか。俺たちの酒樽だ。稽古の成果を見せてやろう。王子に手を出させるな。
I can get to the Mongols, then the Straw Hats get me. Thanks, Kenji. Abandoned. I do at times try different strategies. Lock themselves in the cage.
檻なら安全だと思ったら開かなくなって。ありがとうございました。助かった。これからどうするのだ。これからあの酒樽を荷車に乗せて。ケンジ、お怒りだぞ。酒井様、あっしら物資を困ってる人に届けることしか考えてませんってば。例えば槍川の野営とか。持てるだけ持っていけ。その野営を訪れ、食料と薬で満たされておるか調べるぞ。はい、酒井様。はい、酒井様。ほれ見ろ、失敗したじゃないか。怒るな。うまくいったのに。
It worked perfectly. Oh, Kenji. Never change.
Jin, 待ってたよ。
役立つものばかりです。
Good hats.
助かった
Oh,
どうか
there you are, Barry.
お気をつけください
Probably gonna be long. I probably shouldn't do this mission.
なぜあの者らは町の外に
猛虎が槍川を囲ってて入れないんですよ。
叔父上の宿敵と手を結ぶは難儀かと思ったが、なるほどな。
向こうも味方が欲しいんだ。うまくいく。
ではまず猛虎を打ち払い助力を願おう。槍川の者と話したいが町に入れぬのではな。
いや、入れる。隠れ道があるんだ。それは子供の頃の話だ。もし残ってたってたどり着けないだろう。
やるかいはある。
それじゃあ猛虎の陣立てを見られる場所へ行こう。この町へまた。
All right, I'm going to save. And we are going to transition into my Bible reading. I'm going to set that up and I'll be right back. All right, well, that's on the wrong thing. It doesn't like it when I change it. There we go. I'll get over it. We're going to be reading about half of Job this evening. Reading Job 26 through 42. I've gotten a little behind on my reading plan. I may end up reading some of it tomorrow, but we'll see how it goes. May just try to read ahead tomorrow. We got some time. All right. Well, without further ado, let's continue our Job's conversation. Job then answered and said, "How have you helped him who has no power? How have you saved the arm that has no strength? How you have counseled him who has no wisdom, and plentifully declared sound knowledge, with whose help have you uttered words, whose breath has come out from you. The dead tremble under the waters of their inhabitants. Sheol is naked before God, and Abaddon has no covering. He stretches out the north over the void, and hangs the earth on nothing. He binds up the waters in his thick clouds, and cloud is not split upon under them. He covers the face of the full moon, and spreads it over his cloud. He has inscribed a circle on the face of the waters, and the boundary between light and darkness. Pillars of heaven tremble, and are astounded at his rebuke. By his power he stilled the sea. By his understanding he shattered Rahab. By his winds and heavens we were made fair. His hand pierced the fleeing serpent. Behold, these are but outskirts of his way. And how small a whisper do we hear of him? The thunder of his power, who can understand? And Job again took up his discourse and said, As God lives, who has taken away my right, and the Almighty, who has made my soul bitter, as long as my breath is in me, and the Spirit of God is in my nostrils, my lips will not speak falsehood, and my tongue will not utter deceit. Far be it from me to say that you were right. Till I die, I will not put away my integrity from me. He's replying to the fact that they're saying he sinned to cause his mistruggles. I hold fast my righteousness, and I will not let it go. My heart does not reproach me for any of my days. Let my enemy be as the wicked, and then let him who rises up against me as the unrighteous. For what is the hope of the godless when God cuts him off, and when God takes away his life? Will God hear his cry? When distress come upon him, will he take delight in the Almighty? Will he call upon God at all times? I will teach you concerning the hand of God. What is with the Almighty I will not conceal. Behold, all of you have seen it in yourselves. Why then have you become altogether vain? This is the portion of a wicked man with God, and the heritage that oppressors receive the Almighty. If his children were multiplied, it is for the sword, and his descendants have not enough bread. Those who survive him, the pestilence buries, and his widows do not weep. Though he heap up the silver like dust, and pile up clothes like clay, he may pile it up, but the righteous will wear it, and the innocent will divide the silver. He builds his house like a moth's, like a booth that the watchman makes. He goes to bed rich, but will do so no more. Opens his eyes, and his wealth is gone. Terrors overtake him like a flood. In the night a whirlwind carries him off. East wind lifts him up, and he is gone. It sweeps him out of his place. It whirls at him without pity. He flees from it, power in headlong flight. It claps its hands at him, and hisses at him from its place. Surely there is mine for silver, and a place for gold that they refine. Iron is taken out of the earth, and copper is smelted from the ore. Man puts an end to darkness and searches out to the farthest limit. Ore in the gloom and the deep darkness. He opens shafts in the darkest valley. He opens shaft in a valley away from where anyone lives. They are forgotten by travelers. They hang in the air, far away from mankind. They swing to and fro as far the earth. Out of it comes bread, but underneath it is turned up as by fire. Its stones are in the place of sapphires, and its dust of gold. That path no bird prey knows, and the falcon's eye has not seen it. The proud beasts have not trodden it, and the lion has not passed over it. Man puts his hand to flinty rock, and overturns mountains by roots. He cuts out channels in the rocks, and his eyes sees the very precious thing. He dams up the streams so that they do not trickle, and the thing that is hidden he brings out to light. But where shall wisdom be found? Where is the place of understanding? Man does not know its worth, and it is not found in the land of the living. Deep says, it is not in me, and the sea says, it is not with me. It cannot be brought for gold, and the silver cannot be weighed as its price. It cannot be valued in the gold of Ophir, in precious onyx or sapphire. Gold and glass cannot equal it, nor can it be exchanged for jewels of fine gold. No mention shall be made of coral or of crystal, and the price of wisdom is above pearls. The topaz of Ethiopia cannot equal it, nor can it be valued in pure gold. From where, then, does wisdom come? And where is the place of understanding? It is hidden from the eyes of all living, and sealed from the birds of the air. Abaddon and Death say, we have heard a rumor of it with our ears. God understands the way to it, and he knows its place. For he looks to the ends of the earth and sees everything under the heavens. And he gave to the wind its weight, and apportioned the waters by measure. When he made a decree for the rain, and a way for the lightning of the thunder. Then he saw it and declared it. He established it, and he searched it out. He said to man, behold the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom. Turn away from evil is understanding. And Job again took up his discourse and said, oh, that I were in the months of old, as in the days when God watched over me, when his lamp shone upon my head. And by his light I walked through the darkness, as I was in my prime, when the friendship of God was upon my tent, when the Almighty was yet with me, when the children were all around me, when my steps were washed with butter, and the rock poured out from the streams of oil, for me streams of oil. When I went out to the gate of the city, when I prepared my seat in the square, the young men saw me and withdrew, and the aged rose and stood. The princes refrained from talking and laid their hand on their mouth. The voice of the nobles had hushed, and their tongues stuck to the roof of their mouth. When the ear heard it, it called me blessed, and when the eye saw it, it approved. Because I delivered the poor who cried for help, and the fatherless who had none to help them. The blessing of him who was about to perish came upon me, and I caused the widow's heart to sing for joy. I put on righteousness, and it clothed me. My justice was like a robe and a turban. I was eyes to the blind and feet to the lame. I was a father to the needy, and I searched out the cause of him whom I did not know. I broke the fangs of the unrighteous, and I made him drop his prey from his teeth. And then I thought, I shall die in my nest, and I shall multiply my days as the sand. My roots spread out of the waters, with the dew all night on my branches. My glory fresh with me, and my bow ever new in my hand. Man listened to me and waited, and kept silence from my counsel. After I spoke, they did not speak again, and my word dropped upon them. They waited for me as for the rain, and they opened their mouths as for the spring rain. I smiled on them when they had no confidence. In the light of my face, they did not cast me down. I chose their way and sat as chief. I lived like a king among his troops, like one who comforts mourners. But now they laugh at me, men who are younger than I, whose fathers I would have disdained to set the dogs of my flock. Set with the dogs of my flock. Mouth's getting chapped. What could I gain from the strength of their hands, men whose vigor is gone? Through want and hard hunger they gnaw the dry ground by night in waste desolation. They pick saltwort and the leaves of bushes and the roots of the broom tree for their food. They are driven out from human company. They shout for them as their thief. In the gullies of the torrent they must dwell, in the holes of the earth of the rock. Among the bushes they bray, under the nettles they huddle together, a senseless, nameless brood. They have been whipped out of the land. Now I have become their song. I am byword to them. They abhor me. They keep aloof from me. They do not hesitate to spit at the sight of me, because God has loosed my cord and humbled me. They have cast off restraint in my presence. On the right hand they rabble rise. They push away my feet. They cast up against me their ways of destruction. They break up my path. They promote my calamity. They need no one help them. As though a wide breach they come, and in the crash they roll on. Terrors are turned upon me. My honor is pursued as by the wind, and my prosperity has passed away like a cloud. Now my soul is poured out within me. Days of affliction have taken a hold of me. The night racks my bones, and the pain that gnaws me takes no rest. With great force of my garment is disfigured. It binds me about like the collar of my tunic. God has cast me into the mire, and I have become like dust and ashes. I cry to you for help, and you do not answer me. I stand, and you only look at me. You have turned cruel to me. With the might of your hand you persecute me. You left me up in the wind. You make me ride on it. You toss me in the roar of the storm, for I know you will bring me to death, and to the house appointed for all living. Yet does not one in a heap of ruins stretch out his hand, and in his disaster cry for help? Did not I weep for him whose day was hard? Was not my soul grieved for the needy? But when I hoped for good, evil came. When I waited for light, darkness came. My inward parts are in turmoil, and never still. Days of affliction come to meet me. I go about darkened, but not by the sun. I stand up in the assembly and cry for help. I am a brother of jackals, a companion of ostriches. Ostriches. Why is it so hard to say the plural of ostrich? My skin turns black and falls from me, and my bones burn with heat. My lyre is turned to mourning, and my pipe the voice of those who weep. I have made a covenant with my eyes. How then could I gaze at a virgin? What would my portion from God above and my heritage from the Almighty on high? Is not calamity for the unrighteous and disaster for the workers of iniquity? Does not he see my ways and number all of my steps? If I had walked with falsehood and my foot was hastened to deceit, Let me be weighed in a just balance, and let God know my integrity. If my step was turned aside from the way, that my heart was gone before my eyes. And if any spot has struck on my hands, then let me sow another eat, and let that what grows from me be rooted out. My heart has been enticed towards a woman, and I have lain in wait at my neighbor's door. Then let my wife grind for another, and let others bow down to her. For that would be a heinous crime. That would be the iniquity to be punished by the judges. For that would be fire that consumes as far as Abaddon, and it would burn to the root of all my increase. If I have rejected the cause of my manservant or my maidservant, when they brought a complaint against me, what then shall I do when God rises up? When he makes inquiry, what shall I answer him? Did not he who made me in the womb make him, and did not one fashion us in the womb? If I have withheld anything from the poor desired, or caused my eyes of the widow to fail, or have eaten my morsel alone, and the fatherless have not eaten of it, for from my youth the fatherless grew up with me as with a father, and from my mother's womb I guided the widow. If I had been seen anyone perish for lack of clothing, or needy without covering, if his body has not blessed me, and if he has not warmed with the fleece of my sheep, I have raised my hand against the fatherless, because I saw my help in the gate. Let my shoulder blade fall from my shoulder. Let my arm be broken from its socket, for I was in terror of calamity from God, and I could not have faced his majesty. I have made gold my trust, and called fine gold my confidence. If I have rejoiced because my wealth was abundant, or because my hand has found much, I looked at the sun when it shone, or in the moon moving in its splendor. My heart had been secretly enticed. My mouth has kissed my hand. Thus also would be the iniquity to be punished by the judges, for I would have been false to God above. I would have rejoiced at the ruin of him who hated me, or exulted when evil overtook him. I have not let my mouth sin, but asking for his life with a curse. If the man of my tent have not said, who is there that has not filled with his meat? The sojourner has not lodged in the street, and I have opened my doors to the traveler. I have concealed my transgression as others do, by hiding my iniquity in my heart, because I stood in the great multitude, and the contempt of my families terrified me. So that I kept silence, do not go over the doors. Oh, that I had one to hear me. Here's my signature, let the Almighty answer me. Oh, that I had my indictment written by my adversary. Surely I would carry it on my shoulder. I would bind it on me as my crown. I would give him account of all my steps. Like a prince, I would approach him. If my land was cried out against me, and its furrows have wept together, if I have eaten its yield without payment, and made its owners breathe their last, let thorns grow instead of wheat, and foul weeds instead of barley. The words of Job are ended. So these three men ceased to answer Job, because he was righteous in his own eyes. Then Elihu, the son of Berechiah the Buzite, of the family of Ram, burned with anger. He burned with anger at Job, because he justified himself rather than God. He burned with anger also at Job's three friends, because they had found no answer, although they had declared Job to be in the wrong. Now Elihu had waited to speak to Job, because they were older than he. When Elihu saw that there was no answer in the mouths of these three men, he burned with anger. And Elihu, the son of Berechiah the Buzite, answered and said, I am young in years, and you are aged. Therefore I was timid and afraid to declare my opinion to you. I said, let days speak, and many years teach wisdom. But it is the spirit in man, that the breath of the Almighty, that makes him understand. It is not the old who are wise, nor the aged who understand what is right. Therefore I say, listen to me, let me also declare my opinion. Behold, I waited for your words, I listened to your wise sayings. While you searched out what to say, I gave you my attention, and behold, there was none among you who had refuted Job, or who answered his words. Beware lest you say, we have found wisdom, God may vanquish him, not a man. He has not directed his words against me, and I will not answer him with your speeches. They are dismayed, they answer no more. They have not a word to say, and shall I wait because they do not speak, because they stand there and answer no more? I also will answer with my share. I will declare my opinion, for I am full of words. The spirit within me constrains me. Behold, my belly is like wine that has no vent, like the wineskins ready to burst. I must speak, that I might find relief. I must open my lips and answer. I will not show partiality to any man, or use flattery towards any person. for I do not know how to flatter, else my maker would soon take me away. But now hear my speech, O Job, and listen to all my words. Behold, I open my mouth, the tongue in my mouth speaks, my word declares the uprightness of my heart. What my lips know, they speak sincerely. The Spirit of God has made me, and the breath of the Almighty has given me life. Answer me, if you can. Set your words in order before me. Take your stand. Behold, I am towards God as you are. I was too pinched off from the piece of clay. Behold, no fear of me need terrify you. My pressure will not be as heavy upon you. Surely you have spoken in my ears, and I have heard the sound of your words. You say, I am pure without transgression. I am clean, and there is no iniquity in me. Behold, he finds occasion against me. He counts me as his enemy. He puts my feet in the stocks and watches all my paths. Behold, in this you are not right. I will answer you, for God is greater than man. Why do you contend against him, saying he will answer none of man's words? For God speaks in one way, in two, and in two, though man does not perceive it. In a dream, in vision of the night, when deep sleep falls on men, when they slumber in their beds, then he opens the ears of men and terrifies them with warnings, that he may turn men aside from his deed and counsel pride for man. He keeps back his soul from the pit, his life from perishing by the sword. Man is also rebuked with pain in his bed, and the continual strife in his bones, so that his life loathes bread, and his appetite the choicest food. His flesh is so wasted away that it cannot be seen, and his bones that are not seen stick out. His soul draws near the pit, and his life to those who bring death. If there be from him an angel, a mediator, one of 1,000, to declare to man what is right for him, and is merciful to him, and says, deliver him from going down into the pit. I have found a ransom. Let his flesh become fresh from youth. Let him return to the days of his youthful vigor. Then man prays to God, and he accepts him. Faced with shout, he restores them righteousness. He comes before man and says, I sinned and perverted what was right. It was not repaid to me. He redeemed my soul from going down into the pit. My life shall look upon the light. Behold, God does all these things, twice, 3 times with man. Bring back his soul from the pit, that he may be lighted with the light of life. Pay attention, O Job, listen to me. Be silent, and I will speak. If you have any words, answer me. Speak, for I desire to justify you. If not, listen to me. Be silent, and I will teach you wisdom. Then Elihu answered and said, hear my words, you wise men, and give ear to me, you who know. The ear tests words, and the palate tastes food. For let us choose what is right. Let us know among ourselves what is good. For Job has said, I am in the right, and God has taken away my right. In spite of my right, I am counted a liar. My wound is incurable, though I am without transgression. What man is like Job, who drinks up scoffing like water, who travels in company with evildoers, who walks with wicked men? For he has said, it profits a man nothing that he should take delight in God. Therefore, fear me, you men of understanding. Far be it from God that he would do wickedness, from the Almighty that he would do wrong. For according to the work of a man he will repay him, and according to his ways he will make it befall him. Of a truth, God will not do wickedly, and the Almighty will not pervert justice, who give him charge over the earth, who laid on him the whole world. If he should set his heart to it, and gather it to himself, his spirit and his breath, all flesh should perish together, a man who would return to dust. If you have understanding, hear this. Listen to what I say. Shall one who hates justice govern? Will you condemn him who is righteous and mighty? Who says to a king, worthless one, and to the nobles, wicked man, who shows no partiality to princes, nor regards to wish more than the poor. They all the work of his hands. In a moment they die. At midnight the people are shaken away and pass away, and the mighty are taken away by no human hand. For his eyes are the ways of a man. He sees all his steps. There is no gloom or deep darkness, where evildoers may hide themselves. For God has no need to consider a man further. He should go before God in judgment. He shatters the mighty without investigation, and sets others in their place, thus knowing their works. He overturns them in the night, and they are crushed. He strikes them for their wickedness in place for all to see. Because they turned aside the following him, and no regard for any of his ways, so that they caused the cry of the poor to come to him. He heard the cry of the affliction. When he is quiet, who can condemn? When he hides his face, who can behold him? Whether it be nation or man, that a godless man should not reign, that he should not ensnare the people. For has anyone said to God, I have borne punishment, I will not offend any more. Teach me what I do not see. If I have done iniquity, I will do it no more. Will he then make repayment to suit you, because you reject it? For you must choose, and not I. Therefore declare what you know. Men of understanding will say to me, the wise men will hear me say. Will hear me will say. All right, that not go all the way to 42. That went to 34. Just 35. All right, making some good progress. Is this actually all the way to 42? Yes. Elihu condemns Job. And Elihu answered and said, do you think that this to be just? Do you say, it is my right before God? That you ask, what advantage have I? How am I better off than if I had sinned? I will answer you, and your friends with you. Look at the heavens and see, and behold the clouds which are higher than you. You have sinned. What do you accomplish against him? And if your transgressions are multiplied, what do you do to him? If you are righteous, what do you give to him? Or what does he receive from your hand? Your wickedness concerns a man like yourself, and your righteousness a son of man. Because the multitude of oppressions people cry out. They call for help because of the arm of the mighty. But none says, where is God my maker? Who gives songs in the night? Who teaches us more the beasts of the earth, and makes us wiser than the birds of the heavens? There they cry out, but he does not answer, because the pride of evil men. Surely God does not hear an empty cry, nor does the Almighty regard it. How much less when you say that you do not see him? The case is before him, and you are waiting for him. And now, because his anger does not punish, he does not take much note of transgression. Job opens his mouth in empty talk. He multiplies words without knowledge. And Elihu continued and said, bear with me a little, and I will show you, for I have yet something to say on God's behalf. I will get my knowledge from afar and ascribe righteousness to my Maker. For truly my words are not false. One who is perfect in knowledge is with you. Oof, bold statement. Behold, God is mighty and does not despise any. He is mighty in strength of understanding. He does not keep the wicked alive, but gives the afflicted their right. He does not withdraw his eyes for the righteous, but the kings on the throne he sets them forever. And they are exalted, and if they are bound in chains and caught in cords of affliction, then he declares to them their work, their transgressions, that they are behaving arrogantly. He opens their ears to instruction and commands that they return from iniquity. If they listen and serve him, they complete their days in prosperity, and their years in pleasantness. But if they do not listen, they perish by the sword and die without knowledge. The godless in heart cherish anger. They do not cry for help when the birds bind them. They die in youth. And their life ends among the cold prostitutes. He delivers the afflicted by their affliction and opens their ear by adversity. He also lured you out of the distress in a broad place where there was no camping, and what was set on your table was full of fatness. You are full of judgment on the wicked. Judgment and justice seize you. Beware lest wrath entice you into scoffing. And let not one's greatness at the ransom turn you aside. Will you cry for help to avail to keep you distress? And all of this force of your strength. Do not long for the night, when people vanish in their place. Take care, do not return to iniquity. This you have chosen rather than affliction. Behold, God is exalted in his power. Who is a teacher like him? Who has prescribed for him his way? Who can say, you have done wrong? Remember to extol his work, of which men have sung. All mankind has looked on it. Men behold it from afar. Behold, God is great, and we know him not. The number of his years is unsearchable, for he draws up the drops of water. They distill his mist in rain, which the skies pour down and drop on mankind abundantly. Can anyone understand the spreading of the clouds, the thundering of his pavilion? Behold, he scatters his light about him and covers the roots of the sea. For by this he judges people. He gives food in abundance. He covers his hands with the lightning and commands it to strike the mark. It crashes declare his presence. The cattle also declare that he rises. At this also my heart trembles and leaps out of its place. Keep listening to the thunder of his voice, and he rumbles that come from his mouth. Under the whole heaven he let it go, and his lightning to the corners of the earth. After it his voice roars, his thunder with his majestic voice, and he does not restrain the lightning. When his voice is heard, God thunders wondrously from his voice. He does great things that cannot comprehend. For to the snow he says, fall on the earth. Likewise to the downpour, his mighty downpour. He seals up the hand of every man, that all men whom he may know it. Then the beasts go into the lairs, and remain in their dens. From its chambers come the whirlwind, and cold from the scattered winds. By the breath God ice is given, and the broad waters are frozen fast. He loads the thick cloud with moisture. The clouds scatter his lightning. They turn around and around by his guidance, to accomplish all that he commands them in the face of their habitable world. Whether the correction or for his land, or for love, he causes it to happen. Hear this, O Job. Stop and consider the wondrous works of God. Do you know how God lays his commands upon them, and causes the lightning of his cloud to strike? Do you know the balancings of the clouds, the wondrous works of him who is perfect in knowledge, whose garments are hot, and the earth is still because of the south wind? Can you, like him, spread out the skies, hard as cast as a metal mirror? Teach us what we shall say to him. He cannot draw up our case because of darkness. Shall it be told him that I would speak? Did a man ever wish that he would be swallowed up? And now no one looks on the light when it brights in the sky. When it is bright in the sky. When the wind has passed and cleared them, out of the north comes golden splendor. God is clothed with awesome majesty. With awesome majesty. The Almighty, we cannot find him. He is great in power. Justice and abundant righteousness he will not violate. Therefore, men fear him. He does not regard any who are wise in their own conceit. When the Lord answered Job, then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, who is this that darkens counsel by words without knowledge? Dress for action like a man. I will question you, and you make it known to me. Where were you when I laid the foundation of the earth? Tell me, you have understanding. Who determines its measurements? Surely you know. Or who stretched the line upon it? On what were its bases sunk? Or who laid its cornerstone? When the morning stars sang together, and all of the sons for God shouted for joy. Or who shut in the sea of the doors when it burst out from the womb? When I made clouds its garment, and thick darkness its swaddling band, and prescribed limits for it, and set bars and doors, and said, thus far shall you come, and no further, and here shall your proud waves be stayed. Have you commanded the morning since your days began, and caused the dawn to know its place? That I might take hold of the skirts of the earth, and the wicked be shaken out of it. If it is changed like clay under the seal, and its features stand out like a garment, from the wicked their light is withheld, and their uplifted arm is broken. Have you entered into the spring of the sea, or walked into the recesses of the deep? Have the gates of death been revealed to you? And have you seen the gates of the deep darkness? Have you comprehended the expanse of the earth? Declare if you know all this. Where is the way to the dwelling of the light, and where is the place of darkness? that you may take it to its territory, and that you may discern the paths to its home. You know, for you were born then, and the number of your days is great. Have you entered the storehouses of the snow, and have you seen the storehouses of the hail, which I have reserved for a time of trouble, the day of battle and war? What is the way to the place where the light is distributed, or where the east wind is scattered upon the earth? Who has cleft the channel for torrents of rain, the way of the thunderbolt? To bring rain on the land where no man is, on the desert in which there is no man, to satisfy the waste and desolate land, to make the ground sprout with grass. Has the rain a father, who has forgotten the drops of dew, for whose womb did the ice come forth, and who has given birth to the frost of heaven? The waters come like stone, and the face of the deep is frozen. Can you bind the chains of Pleiades, or loose the cords of Orion? Can you lead forth the Meserath in their season, and can you guide the bear with its children? Do you know the ordinances of heavens? Can you establish their rule on earth? Can you lift up your voice to the clouds, that a flood of waters may cover you? Can you send forth a lightning, that it may go and say to you, here we are? Who has put wisdom in the inward parts, or given understanding to the mind? Who can number the clouds by wisdom, or who can tilt the waterskins of the heavens, when the dust runs in the mass and the clouds stick together? Can you hunt the prey of the lion, or satisfy the appetite of the young lions, when they crouch their dens and lie in wait in their thicket? Who provides for the raven its prey, when its young ones cry to God for help, and wonder about their lack of food? Do you know when the mountain goat gives birth? Do you observe the calving of does? Can you number the months that they fill? Do you know the time when they give birth, when they crouch, bring forth their offspring, and are delivered of their offspring? Their young ones become strong, they grow up in the open, and they go out and do not return to them. Who has let the wild donkey go free? Who has loosed the bonds of the swift donkey? To him who I give the arid plains for his home, and the salt land for his dwelling place. He skirns the tumult of the city. He hears not the shouts of the driver. He ranges the mountains at his pasture. His searches are after every green thing. Is the wild ox willing to serve you? Will he spend the night at your manger? Can you bind him in the furrow with ropes? Or will he harrow the valleys after you? Ooh, getting sleepy. Will you depend on him? Will you depend on him because of his strength is great? And will you leave to him your labors? Do you have faith in him that he will return your grain and gather it to your threshing floor? The wings of the ostrich wave proudly, but are the pinions of the plumage of love? Are they the pinions and plumage of love? Where she leaves her eggs to the earth and lets them be warmed on the ground, forgetting that a foot may crush them and that the wild beast may trample them. She deals cruelly with her young, as if they were not hers. Though her labor be in vain, she has no fear, because God has made her forget wisdom and given her to the no share of understanding. She rouses herself to flee, and she laughs on the horse and his rider. Do you give the horse his might? Do you clothe his neck with a mane? Do you make him leap with a locust, and his majestic snorting is terrifying, his paws in the valley and exalts his strength? He goes out before the weapons, he laughs at fear and not dismayed. He does not back from the sword, upon him rattle the quiver, the flashing spear and the javelin. With fierceness and rage he swallows the ground. He cannot stand still at the sound of the trumpet. When the trumpet sounds, he says, "Aha!" He smells the battle from afar, the thunder of the captains and the shouting. Is it by your understanding that the hawk soars and spreads out its wings towards the south? Is it at your command that the eagle mounts up and makes his nest on high? On the rock he dwells and makes his home, on the rocky crag, the stronghold. From there he spies out the prey. His eyes behold from far away. His young ones suck up blood, and where the slain are, there he is. Shall a fault finder contend with the God Almighty? He who argues with God, let him answer that. Job promises silence. Then Job answered the Lord and said, Behold, I am of small account. Where shall I answer you? I lay my hand on my mouth. I have spoken once, and I will not answer twice, but I will proceed no further. Then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, Dress for action like a man. I will question you, and you make it known to me. Will you put me in the wrong? Will you condemn me that you may be in the right? Have you an arm like God, and can you thunder with a voice like this? Adorn yourself with majesty and dignity. Clothe yourself in glory and splendor. Pour out of the overflowings of your anger, and look at everyone who is proud and abase him. Look on everyone who is proud and bring him low, and tread down the wicked where they stand. Hide them all in dust together. Bind their faces in the world below. Then I will acknowledge you that your own right hand can save you. Behold, behemoth, which I made as I made you. He eats grass like an ox. Behold his strength in his loins, and his power in his muscles of his belly. He makes his tail stiff like cedar. The sinews of his thighs are knit together. His bones are tubes of bronze. His limbs are like bars of iron. He is the first of the works of God. Let him who let him who made him bring near his sword, for the mountains yield food for him. Where all the beasts play, under the lotus plants he lies, in the shelter of the red reeds and in the marsh, for his shade of the lotus trees cover him, and the willows of the brook surround him. Behold, if the river is turbulent, he is not frightened. He is confident through the Jordan, rushes against his mouth. He can take him by his eye, or pierce the nose with a snare. Can you draw out Leviathan with fishhooks, or press down the tongue with a cord? Can you put a rope in his nose and pierce his jaw with a hook? Will he take many pleas to you? Will he speak to you soft words? Will he make a covenant with you to make him your servant forever? Will you play with him as a bird, or will you put a leash on for your girls? Or will you put him on a leash for your girls? Will traders bargain over him? Will they divide him up among the merchants? Can you fill his skin with harpoons, or his head with fishing spears? Lay your hands on him. Remember the battle. You will not do it again. Behold, the hope of man is false. He is laid low even at the sight of him. No one is so fierce that he dares to stir him up. Who then is he who can stand before me? It was first given to me that I should repay him. Whatever is under the whole heaven is mine. I will not keep silence concerning his limbs, or his mighty strength, or his goodly frame. Who can strip off his outer garment? Who could come near him with a bridle? Who can open the doors of his face? Around his teeth is terror. His back is made of row of shields, shut up closely as with a seal. One is near to another. No air can come between them. They are joined one to another. They clasp each other and cannot be separated. His sneezing flash forth light, and his eyes are like eyelids of the dawn. Out of his mouth go flaming torches. Sparks of leap forth. Out of his nostrils come forth smoke, as from a boiling pot and burning ashes. His breath kindles coals, and his flame comes from his mouth. In his neck abides strength, and the terror dance before him. The folds of the flesh stick together, firmly cast on him and immovable. His heart is hard as stone, hard as the lower millstone. When he raises himself up, the mighty are afraid. With the crashing, they are beside themselves. But the sword reaches them, it does not avail. Not the spear, the dirt, or the javelin. He counts iron as straw and bronze as rotten wood. Arrow cannot make him flee. For him, sling stones are turned to rubble. Stubble? Clubs are counted as stubble. He laughs at the rattle of javelins. His underparts are like sharp pot shards. He makes the deep boil like a pot. He makes the sea like a pot of ointment. Behind him, he leaves the shining wake. One would think that the deep to be white-haired. On the earth, there is not like a creature without fear. He sees everything that is high. He is king over all the sons of pride. All right, last chapter. And then the Lord answered, Job answered the Lord and said, I know that you can do all things. No purpose of yours can be thwarted. Who is this that hides counsel without knowledge? Therefore, I have uttered what I did not understand, things too wonderful for me, which I did not know. Hear, and I will speak. I will question you, and you make it known to me. I had heard of you by the hearing of the ear. By now, my eye sees you. Therefore, I despise myself and repent in it, dust and ashes. After the Lord had spoken these words to Job, the Lord said to Eliphaz the Temanite, My anger burns against you and against your two friends, for you have not spoken of me what is right, as my servant Job has. Therefore take 7 bulls and 7 rams, and go to my servant Job, and offer burnt offerings for yourselves. My servant Job shall pray for you, for I will accept his prayer, not to deal with you according to your folly. For you have not spoken of me what is right, as my servant Job has. So Eliphaz the Temanite, and Bildad the Shuhite, and Sophar the Naamathite went and did as the Lord had told them. The Lord accepted Job's prayer. And the Lord restored the fortunes of Job when he had prayed for his friends, and the Lord gave Job twice as much as he had. He gave to him all his brothers and sisters, all who had known him, with him in his house, and they showed him sympathy and comforted him for all the evil that the Lord had brought upon him. And each of them gave him a piece of money and a ring of gold. The Lord blessed the latter days of Job more than his beginning. He had 14,000 sheep and 6,000 camels and 1,000 yoke of oxen, 1,000 female donkeys. He also had 7 sons and 3 daughters. He also called the name of the first daughter Mamiah, the name of the second Keziah, and the name of the third Hapush. And in all the land there were no women so beautiful as Job's daughters. Their father gave them an inheritance among their brothers. Job lived 140 years and saw his sons and his sons' sons, 4 generations. Job died an old man, full of days. And that's the book of Job. That was a lot. I do a lot of exposition when I go through these. Kind of on purpose. Mostly because I have a lot of reading to do when I'm doing these. But as we return back to Genesis, there's some interesting insight here. God only rebuked Job's 3 friends. He didn't rebuke the elder. He didn't rebuke the Elihu. What's his name? Elihu. Because Elihu was right. Hey, God's great, and who do you know of him to say anything about him? It is very interesting. And like Elihu talks, and then the Lord kind of just continues what Elihu was saying, which is like, yeah, I am great. It's very interesting. I really need to look up a sermon that explains Job, because I don't understand Job very well. All right. For this, I'm going to go to bed. I'm very tired. Come back tomorrow for Terraria with Joker, Zaphanaf, and Moon Loon, and maybe some other people who ever jump in. And come back on maybe Thursday night. We might be doing Peak. And on Friday, we're doing Destiny 2 with Zaph and Joker. Have a good night.